Before starting, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Only about 2% are subscribers now. At 1,000 subscribers, I'll be posting a special video. Smash the subscribe button now. In a world ravaged by war, hope seemed distant. Earth had been fighting against the alien invaders for decades, and humanity was on the brink of collapse. The once thriving cities were now crumbling ruins, and the skies were dark with the smoke of countless battles. Dr. Emily Carter, a renowned archaeologist, had spent her life chasing legends. Her greatest obsession was the myth of Titan, an ancient warship said to have unparalleled power. According to the stories, Titan was lost in a great war centuries ago, hidden away in the depths of Earth, waiting to be discovered. Emily's team had been exploring a dense, uncharted jungle for months, following cryptic clues and ancient maps. The jungle was a vast and tamed wilderness, its canopy so thick that sunlight barely pierced through. Towering trees, tangled vines, and treacherous terrain made their progress slow and arduous. Many thought she was chasing a fairy tale, but Emily believed. She had spent years studying ancient texts, piecing together fragments of a forgotten history that pointed to this remote jungle. One evening, after days of grueling exploration, the team came upon the ruins of an ancient temple, half buried and overgrown with vegetation. The structure was massive, its stone walls adorned with carvings of mythical creatures and long-forgotten symbols. As they cleared away the foliage, Emily noticed a series of glyphs etched into the stone that matched the clues she had been following. "This is it," Emily whispered, her heart pounding. "We've found Titan's resting place." With renewed energy, the team began excavating the temple ruins. It was painstaking work, removing centuries of dirt and debris by hand. Every shovel full of earth brought them closer to their goal. Days turned into weeks, but the team's determination never wavered. They uncovered more glyphs and carvings, all pointing to a hidden chamber deep within the temple. Late one night, as the moonlight filtered through the dense jungle canopy, Emily's assistant, Jack, called out to her. "Dr. Carter, you need to see this." Emily rushed over to where Jack was standing. He had uncovered a large stone door, covered in intricate carvings and symbols. The door was massive, and it took the combined strength of the entire team to pry it open. As the door slowly creaked open, a rush of stale air escaped from the darkness beyond. Inside, they found a long, narrow passageway leading deeper into the earth. The walls were lined with more carvings and symbols, depicting scenes of great battles and the creation of a mighty warship. The air was thick with the scent of age and decay, but Emily pressed on, driven by the promise of discovery. After what felt like an eternity, the passageway opened into a vast underground cavern. There, shrouded in darkness and overgrown with vines, lay the ancient warship Titan. The ship was colossal, far larger than anything humanity had ever built. Its sleek, angular design and shimmering black hull gave it an aura of invincibility. Emily stood in awe, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's real," she breathed. "Titan is real." The ship was partially buried under centuries of dirt and vegetation, but its majesty was undeniable. Emily and her team carefully began to clear away the debris, revealing more of Titan. The ship's hull was covered in strange symbols and markings, glowing faintly in the dim light of the cavern. The news of their discovery spread like wildfire. Earth's military leaders, desperate for any advantage against the alien threat, quickly mobilized to the site. General Marcus Daniels, a seasoned commander, took charge of the operation. He was a stern, battle-hardened man, but even he couldn't hide his amazement at the sight of Titan. "We need to get this ship operational," General Daniels declared. "It's our only hope." Engineers, scientists, and technicians swarmed the secret jungle site, working around the clock to bring Titan back to life. The ship's systems were ancient yet astonishingly advanced, a testament to the lost civilization that built it. Slowly but surely, the warship began to awaken. As power surged through Titan's veins, lights flickered on, and engines hummed with a deep, resonant energy. The ship's AI, dormant for centuries, came online. Its voice, calm and authoritative, echoed through the cavern. "I am Titan. State your purpose." General Daniels stepped forward. We need your help to save our planet. The alien invaders have pushed us to the brink of extinction. Will you fight with us? There was a moment of silence, and then Titan's AI responded. I was built to defend Earth. I will fulfill my purpose. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Soldiers and civilians alike gathered to witness the rebirth of Titan. As the ancient warship lifted off the ground, its engines roaring to life, a sense of hope and determination spread through the crowd. Titan emerged from the jungle cavern, its sleek form cutting through the air with ease. The ship was armed with weapons far beyond human technology, and its shields were nearly impenetrable. As it soared into the sky, a new chapter in Earth's battle for survival began. The alien invaders, sensing a new threat, regrouped for a final assault. Their massive fleet, dark and menacing, loomed on the horizon. The stage was set for an epic showdown. Emily stood with General Daniels, watching as Titan prepared for battle. This is our last chance, she said, her voice filled with both fear and hope. Daniels nodded. Titan will lead us to victory. We must believe. As the warship charged its weapons and prepared to engage the alien fleet, the fate of Earth hung in the balance. The battle to save humanity had begun. As Titan ascended from the jungle depths, the team marveled at the ship's grandeur. Its sleek, angular hull shimmered in the sunlight, a stark contrast to the dark canopy from which it emerged. The ship was an engineering marvel, blending advanced technology with an aura of ancient power. General Marcus Daniels wasted no time in organizing the next steps. We need to get Titan fully operational, he barked. Engineers, prioritize weapon systems and shields. Pilots, familiarize yourselves with the controls. We don't have a moment to lose. Emily Carter and her team of archaeologists were quickly integrated into the broader effort. Their knowledge of the ship's ancient technology was invaluable. Emily herself was assigned to work closely with Titan's AI, deciphering its systems and ensuring everything was functioning correctly. Inside Titan's command center, Emily was surrounded by a flurry of activity. Engineers and technicians worked tirelessly, their faces lit by the glow of holographic displays and control panels. The air was thick with the hum of machinery and the murmur of urgent conversations. Dr. Carter, a technician, called out, "We've managed to bring the main weapons online, but the targeting systems are still offline. We need your expertise to decode the interface." Emily nodded and approached the console. The interface was covered in strange symbols and ancient script, but she had spent years studying these markings. With careful precision, she began to translate the commands, her fingers flying over the touch-sensitive surface. As the targeting systems came online, a low rumble echoed through the ship. Titan's main cannons, colossal in size and power, swiveled into position. The ship was beginning to wake up fully, its systems coming alive one by one. Meanwhile, General Daniels was in constant communication with Earth's remaining military forces. The alien invaders, sensing the activation of Titan, had started to regroup. Their massive fleet was converging on Earth, preparing for a final, decisive assault. "We need to buy ourselves some time," Daniels said, addressing his commanders. "Deploy all available forces to create a defensive perimeter. Titan needs a few more hours to be fully operational." Earth's fleet, though battered and outnumbered, launched into action. Fighters, bombers, and cruisers took to the skies, engaging the alien forces with everything they had. The battle was fierce and chaotic, the air filled with the roar of engines and the flash of energy weapons. Back inside Titan, the tension was palpable. Emily and her team worked frantically, racing against the clock. The ship's shields were next on the list. They had to ensure Titan could withstand the immense firepower of the alien armada. "How are we looking on the shields?" General Daniels asked, his voice steady but strained. "We're close," Emily replied, her eyes focused on the console. Just a few more adjustments. Minutes felt like hours as the team continued their work. Finally, with a triumphant beep, the shield systems came online. A shimmering field of energy enveloped Titan, its protective barrier glowing with a soft blue light. "We've got shields," Emily exclaimed, relief washing over her. "Good work," Daniels said, his stern demeanor softening for a moment. "Now, let's see what this ship can really do with the primary systems operational." It was time to test Titan's capabilities. The warship's engines roared to life, propelling it forward with incredible speed. Titan sliced through the air, a majestic and fearsome sight. The alien fleet, seeing the newly awakened warship, intensified their assault. Waves of fighters and bombers streaked toward Titan, their weapons blazing. But Titan's shields held firm, deflecting the attacks with ease. "All systems are green," reported one of the engineers. "We're ready for combat," General Daniels gave the order. "Engage the enemy. Show them the true power of Titan." Titan's main cannons fired, unleashing beams of pure energy that cut through the alien ships like a hot knife through butter. Explosions lit up the sky as the alien vessels disintegrated under the relentless assault. Inside the command center, the atmosphere was electric. The crew cheered as each enemy ship was destroyed, their confidence growing with every victory. But the battle was far from over. Emily watched the displays, her heart pounding. This was it, the moment they had been working toward. Titan was their last best hope. As the warship continued to unleash its fury, she couldn't help but feel a surge of pride and determination. "We can do this," she whispered to herself. "We can win." The battle raged on. But for the first time in years, humanity had a fighting chance. Titan, Earth's ancient warship, was finally awake, and it was ready to defend its home. Titan soared through the sky, cutting a swath through the alien armada. The ship's advanced weaponry and impenetrable shields made it a formidable force, but the alien fleet was vast and relentless. The battle intensified, with explosions lighting up the heavens and debris raining down upon the earth. General Daniels stood at the command console, his eyes glued to the tactical displays. "Focus on the larger ships," he ordered. "We need to break their formation." The crew worked with precision, targeting the alien capital ships. Titan's cannons fired in rapid succession, each blast sending shockwaves through the enemy ranks. Yet, for every ship they destroyed, more seemed to take its place. The sheer number of alien vessels was overwhelming. Emily, stationed at the auxiliary control panel, monitored the ship's systems. "Shields holding at 80, she reported. "We're taking heavy fire, but we can manage." Daniels nodded, his face set in determination. "We can't let them push us back. Keep up the pressure." Outside, the sky was a chaotic dance of light and shadow. Earth's remaining forces fought valiantly alongside Titan, but they were vastly outnumbered. Fighter jets weaved through the enemy lines, engaging in deadly dogfights, while ground-based anti-aircraft guns fired desperately at the alien ships above. Amid the chaos, a massive alien dreadnought, larger than any they had encountered, emerged from the clouds. Its hull was bristling with weapons, and its presence cast a dark shadow over the battlefield. "Enemy dreadnought approaching," shouted one of the officers. "It's targeting Titan." The alien dreadnought unleashed a barrage of energy beams and missiles. Titan's shields flared brightly, absorbing the initial impact, but the sustained assault was taking its toll. "Shields down to 60, Emily reported, her voice tense. "We need to take that ship out now." General Daniels barked orders. "Divert all power to forward shields and main cannons. Prepare for a direct assault." Titan surged forward, its engines roaring. The warship's cannons glowed with a fierce light as they charged for a full-power salvo. The alien dreadnought loomed closer, its weapons firing continuously, shaking Titan with each hit. "Target locked," said one of the gunners. Firing, Titan's main cannons unleashed a torrent of energy, striking the alien dreadnought head-on. The beams tore through the enemy ship's shields and hull, causing massive explosions. The dreadnought shuddered, its weapons falling silent. "We got it." The crew cheered. But their celebration was short-lived. The alien dreadnought, heavily damaged but not defeated, began to glow with an eerie light. Its core, a massive energy reactor, was going critical. "It's going to blow," Emily shouted. "We need to get clear." General Daniels reacted swiftly. Full reverse. Get us out of here. Titan's engines roared as the ship reversed course, putting as much distance as possible between itself and the doomed Dreadnought. Seconds later, the alien ship exploded in a blinding flash, sending shockwaves rippling through the sky. The force of the explosion was immense, but Titan's shields held, protecting it from the worst of the blast. Shields down to 40, Emily reported, her voice steady despite the tension. But we're still in the fight, General Daniels nodded. Good work, everyone. Now let's finish this. The destruction of the Dreadnought had created a momentary lull in the battle. Earth's forces seized the opportunity to regroup and press the attack. Titan, its cannons still blazing, led the charge, carving a path through the alien fleet. Emily watched the tactical display, her mind racing. They had taken out one of the enemy's most powerful ships, but the battle was far from over. The alien fleet still outnumbered them, and their resolve seemed unshaken. We need a plan, she muttered, scanning the battlefield. Something to tip the scales in our favor. As the battle raged on, Emily's thoughts turned to the ancient texts she had studied. The creators of Titan had been brilliant strategists, their warship designed for more than just brute force. There had to be a way to use Titan's advanced technology to gain an edge. General, she said, turning to Daniels. I think I might have an idea. But it's risky. Daniels raised an eyebrow. We're out of options, Doctor. What do you have in mind? Emily took a deep breath. There's a section of the ship we haven't fully explored yet. It might contain additional weaponry or technology that could give us the upper hand. But we'll need to divert resources to investigate it. Daniels considered for a moment, then nodded. Do it. We'll hold the line here. Find us that edge. Emily quickly assembled a team and made her way to the unexplored section of Titan. The ship's ancient corridors were dark and silent, a stark contrast to the chaos outside. Her heart pounded as they approached a sealed door, its surface covered in more of the strange symbols she had come to recognize. This is it, she said, her voice echoing in the silence. Let's see what secrets you're hiding. Titan. As the door slowly opened, Emily couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. Whatever lay beyond could be the key to turning the tide of battle and saving humanity from extinction. Emily's team entered the newly discovered section of Titan with a mix of trepidation and excitement. The corridors were lined with more intricate carvings and symbols, hinting at the ship's rich history and advanced technology. As they ventured deeper, the air seemed to hum with latent energy. We're close, Emily said, her voice barely above a whisper. I can feel it. They came upon a massive door, more ornate than any they had seen before. It was locked with a complex mechanism, a combination of ancient symbols and technology. Emily studied it for a moment, her mind racing as she deciphered the code. With a soft click, the door unlocked and slowly swung open. Inside was a large chamber filled with advanced machinery and holographic displays. In the center of the room was a device that looked like a control console, surrounded by glowing crystals and intricate wiring. This must be it, Emily said, approaching the console. The heart of Titan's power, she activated the console, and the room came alive with light and sound. Holographic displays flickered to life, showing detailed schematics of the ship and its systems. Among the many readouts was a section labeled Strategic Weapon Systems. This is incredible, one of the engineers exclaimed. These are advanced targeting algorithms and energy weapon enhancements. We can use this to increase our firepower and precision, Emily nodded. Let's get to work. We need to integrate these systems into Titan's mainframe. The team worked quickly, connecting the new systems and rerouting power. As they did, Titan's AI activated, its calm voice echoing through the chamber. Additional weapon systems online. Commencing integration, back on the battlefield, Titan continued to hold its own against the alien fleet. General Daniels watched the tactical displays intently, coordinating with Earth's remaining forces to maintain their defensive line. Despite their efforts, the alien onslaught was relentless, and the situation was growing increasingly dire. How much longer do they need? Daniels muttered to himself, his gaze fixed on the battle raging outside. Inside Titan, Emily and her team completed the final connections. The control console glowed brightly, and the ship's systems hummed with newfound energy. Integration complete, Titan's AI announced. Strategic weapon systems operational. Emily quickly relayed the news to General Daniels. General, we've done it. Titan's weapons are fully enhanced and ready for deployment. Daniels' face lit up with a rare smile. Excellent work, Dr. Carter. Let's show these aliens what Titan is truly capable of. Titan's weapon systems roared to life, their power amplified by the newly integrated technology. The ship's cannons fired with increased intensity and precision, each shot finding its mark with devastating effect. Alien ships exploded in rapid succession, unable to withstand the enhanced firepower. The tide of battle began to turn. Earth's forces, inspired by Titan's newfound strength, launched a coordinated counterattack. Fighters and bombers swarmed the enemy, exploiting the openings created by Titan's relentless assault. Shields holding at 50, Emily reported, her eyes on the tactical display. We're still taking hits, but we can keep this up. General Daniels nodded, his confidence growing. Keep up the pressure. We're not out of this yet. As Titan continued to dominate the battlefield, Emily noticed something on the holographic display. A cluster of enemy ships was converging on a single point, coordinating their fire on Titan's weakest shield quadrant. General, they're concentrating their fire on our port side, she warned. We need to reinforce that section, or we're going to take heavy damage. Daniels acted swiftly. Divert power to port shields and bring the starboard cannons to bear. Let's give them a taste of their own medicine. Titan's port shields flared brightly as they absorbed the concentrated fire, but they held firm. The ship's starboard cannons swung into position and unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, scattering the enemy formation and destroying several ships. Direct hits. A gunner cheered. Their formation is breaking. Emily felt a surge of hope. They were turning the tide, but the battle was far from over. The alien fleet was still vast, and their determination unyielding. She glanced at the tactical display, looking for any sign of a decisive advantage. Then she saw it a massive alien ship, larger than any they had encountered, moving into position. It was the enemy's command ship, heavily armed and protected by layers of shields. General, the command ship is moving in, Emily said urgently. If we take it out, we could cripple their entire fleet. Daniel's eyes narrowed. All right, people, this is it. Focus all fire on that command ship. Let's bring it down. Titan's cannons swiveled to target the alien command ship, their glow intensifying as they charged for a full power salvo. The ship's shields shimmered as they prepared to absorb the incoming fire. This is our chance, Emily thought, her heart pounding. We have to make it count. As Titan unleashed its full fury on the command ship, the fate of the battle and the future of humanity hung in the balance. Titan's cannons roared to life, unleashing a torrent of energy blasts toward the alien command ship. Each shot struck with pinpoint precision, causing massive explosions that rippled across the enemy vessel's shields. The alien command ship retaliated, its weapons firing in a relentless barrage. Titan's shields flared brightly, absorbing the impact, but the strain was immense. Shields down to 30, Emily reported, her voice steady but tense. We need to keep up the pressure. General Daniels stood resolute, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. All units, focus your fire on the command ship. We take it down, and the rest will follow. Earth's forces rallied around Titan, their combined firepower converging on the alien command ship. Fighter jets and bombers launched daring strafing runs, their weapons blazing as they targeted weak points in the enemy. Ground-based artillery fired with renewed vigor, their shells streaking through the sky. Inside Titan, the crew worked tirelessly, coordinating their efforts to maximize the ship's firepower. Emily monitored the systems, her fingers flying over the controls as she rerouted power and adjusted targeting parameters. We're getting through, one of the gunners shouted. Their shields are failing. The alien command ship's shields began to flicker and wane, the relentless assault taking its toll. Explosions erupted along its hull, sending debris and fire into the void. Despite the damage, the alien ship continued to fight back, its weapons blazing with desperate intensity. "Shields down to 15, Emily warned. "We can't take much more of this," General Daniels nodded grimly. "All or nothing. Divert all remaining power to the main cannons. We're taking that ship down now." Titan's engines roared as the ship surged forward, closing the distance with the alien command ship. The main cannons glowed with a fierce light, charging for one final, devastating salvo. The air was thick with tension, every eye on the tactical display, every heart pounding in anticipation. "Target locked," Emily said, her voice barely a whisper. Firing, Titan's main cannons unleashed a blinding beam of energy, striking the alien command ship dead center. The impact was cataclysmic, a massive explosion ripping through the enemy vessel. The ship shuddered, its hull fracturing and breaking apart, until it finally succumbed to the destructive force and disintegrated in a brilliant burst of light. "We did it." The crew cheered, their voices echoing through the command center. The destruction of the command ship sent shockwaves through the alien fleet. Their coordinated attack faltered, ships breaking formation and scattering in disarray. Earth's forces seized the moment, pressing their advantage with renewed determination. "Enemy fleet is retreating," reported one of the officers. "They're pulling back." General Daniels allowed himself a rare smile. "We did it. We've won." As the alien ships retreated, Titan and Earth's remaining forces pursued, ensuring the invaders would not return. The skies began to clear, the smoke and fire of battle giving way to the soft glow of dawn. The sun's rays pierced through the clouds, casting a warm light over the war-torn landscape. Emily stood at the viewport, watching the retreating alien ships with a mix of relief and exhaustion. "It's over," she said softly. "We finally did it." General Daniels joined her, his expression solemn yet hopeful. "This was just one battle in a long war, but it was a decisive one. Thanks to you and your team, Dr. Carter, we have a fighting chance." Emily smiled, feeling a surge of pride. Titan was the key. Without it, we wouldn't have stood a chance, Daniels nodded. "And now we have a powerful weapon on our side. We'll use it to rebuild, to defend our planet, and to ensure that we never face such a threat again." As Titan descended back to its jungle resting place, the crew began to disembark, greeted by the cheers and applause of Earth's defenders. The warship had become a symbol of hope and resilience, a testament to humanity's unyielding spirit. Emily looked around at her team, at the soldiers and civilians who had fought so bravely. "This is just the beginning," she said. "With Titan, we can reclaim our world and build a future free from fear." General Daniels placed a hand on her shoulder. "And we will." Together, the sun rose higher, casting its light over the victorious scene. Titan, Earth's ancient warship, had fulfilled its purpose, destroying the alien army and securing a hard-won peace. As the celebrations began and plans for the future were made, one thing was clear: humanity had not only survived, but had triumphed. And with Titan standing guard, they would continue to do so for generations to come.